Stop. All right. Well, hello and welcome, visionary souls. How's that sound? Welcome, you visionary souls. And I'm Judy Matejek, and I am so excited that you're here for visioning peace and possibility, creating a world and a life in a world you love. So let's take a deep breath into that. Yeah, just that title alone is visioning peace and possibility and creating a life in a world that you love. So, take that breath again, because you just gave yourself the gift of transformation today. So I'm a certified life mastery consultant and life coach with the Brave Thinking Institute. And we're dedicated to helping heart-centered people turn their dreams into reality using proven principles. So let's set an intention. How's that? You carve this time out. Let's set an intention here for what you would love to feel like at the end of this hour together. Because guess what? You're not here by accident. So together, we'll explore how to create internal peace and open to new possibilities for yourself and ripple by ripple by ripple for the world. But we're going to start with ourselves first. So years ago, I was stuck feeling restless and longing for more. I didn't know where to start. That sound familiar? I discovered that lasting change always begins with a vision. Not circumstance, not willpower, vision. So vision gives the mind and the heart a direction. So just think about it. Without a vision, we drift. Anybody drift? They have where they're going to go, and then all these circumstances come and you start drifting. So just imagine that you have a GPS without an address. Remember those days before GPS? I used to have these maps and never could find them. It took me some interesting roads, by the way. But just imagine that you had a GPS without an address. Where would it take you? Okay. So here's the first question for your notebook. Okay. So here's the question. If peace and possibility expanded in one area of your life, what would it look like? You might be here not even knowing why, blah, blah, blah. I mean, just imagine it. So if you had a peace and anything was possible, if you had all the money in the world, if you could go boom, you're right everywhere you are, what would that peace and possibility look like in one area of your life? Could be in your health, your relationships with other people, your vocation. Maybe you're just so tired of what you're doing now. What would it look like? You get to create it. Okay? So just for a minute, listen to this next little part, because peace is not passive. It's a creative foundation. So when we're anxious or frazzled, we react from the past. Anybody else do that? Or am I the only one, right? Yeah, when we're anxious, we're reacting from the past. Even from the past from yesterday, we bring the anxiety into today. And when we get still, we can hear our intuition, and new possibilities can actually land. So think of your mind. Let's put your hands on your head. Think of your mind. I love it. Learning your falling direction. Yeah, think of your mind like a snow globe. So when you shake it, put stress and fear in it, you can't see clearly. And when you set it down, the flakes settle and clarity emerges. So I want to bring you into an easy breath practice. So put your hand on your heart, and we're going to breathe in peace, hold it, and exhale stress. Breathe in peace, and exhale stress like you're blowing through a straw, all the way out. Breathe in peace, and exhale stress. Now, what did you notice? Elaine, you want to come in here and tell me what you noticed about when you just breathe?
I noticed how I was really holding tension unconsciously in my shoulders. And it wasn't until I was doing that that I realized my shoulders were all benched up. And I went, oh, I had to drop them and relax and let go. So thank you.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Thanks. Okay, so I want to bring you a guided meditation now. Okay, so now let's take some more breathing. And if you feel comfortable, gently close your eyes. And let's drop in together. I'm going to guide you through a visioning meditation to help you connect with the highest possibilities for yourself and for our world. So find a comfortable spot, get comfortable right where you are. Let your hands rest in your lap. Eyes gently closing if it's safe to do so. If you're on this recording and driving, keep your eyes open. So let your hands in, gently take a deep breath in and let it go. Again, breathe in peace. Exhale tension. Begin to imagine a gentle golden light at the center of your chest. This light is the presence of peace within you. Maybe it's a warm, expansive, or softly sparkling. With every breath, this light grows, filling your heart, your mind, your whole being. This is your center of peace. Notice how safe, calm, and powerful it feels. Now bring to mind an area of your life where you'd love more possibility. Maybe it's your relationships, your work, your health, your sense of purpose. See this area surrounded by the golden light of peace. Ask yourself silently, what would it look and feel like if peace and possibility fully blossomed here? See, feel, imagine your dream outcome. Do people around you look happy and whole? Are you fulfilled, energized, joyful? Let that scene build. See yourself living this vision with effortless peace. What are you doing? Who's with you? How does your body feel? Expand the light further, imagining it radiating from you into your community, and further still, touching others, inspiring peace and possibility in the world. Now rest here for a few breaths. Simply receiving the images, feelings, and messages that came to you. And when you're ready, begin to gently wiggle your fingers and toes and thank yourself for holding this vision. And when you feel ready, open your eyes, bringing the feeling of peace and possibility into this moment. Now I want to invite you to jot down anything that you received or felt during the experience. I'm going to give you a couple minutes to write down anything that came to you. All right. Does anyone want to share what's coming to you or what came to you? Ernie, is there anything that came to you? You want to unmute yourself?
Um, I had a very enveloping sense of like warmth, love, and joy.
Yeah. What did that feel like?
Wonderful.
That's so good. When your eyes leak, your heart is opening up. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Anyone else want to share what that was like?
I will. Just the more I focused on the sparkling, glowing, just broader and brighter it got, and the more sort of horizontal it went. And I was just remembering, I just saw all these people that I've known over the years, like in strata or layers, and they all kind of came into like one layer.
This is
Yeah, very
beautiful.
comfortable physically.
Yeah. Yeah, great. Awesome. Well, let's continue on here because that's the good news, you know. So beautiful, beautiful. So the more we speak of those visions and how it felt, who we're with, the more power and probability we give to them. Now, hear amen with that? All right. Let me go back here. All right. Okay. So let me tell you about a common trap. All right. So we experience a beautiful vision, and then our inner critic pipes up. Anybody else here have an inner critic? Yeah. And that inner critic says, like, but how? How could that happen? Who am I? You know, who am I to do this? Who am I to have peace? Does this sound familiar? I'm not worthy. I'm too old, right? So this is very important that my mentor and constantly tells me is to notice those voices. Notice them. And what we call, those are those are called paradigms. In other words, it's where we live in the other world, in our world, other envisioning. So paradigms keep peace and possibility outside of us. Amen? They keep that peace. And today, what we just did is we stepped around the paradigms with small, brave actions. So I'm going to ask you, what's one step, no matter how tiny, you could take this week that aligns with that vision? It could be call someone, take a walk, sign up for a class, whatever, just off the top of your head. I'm going to give you an opportunity for some other action steps. I'm going to show you today. And let me just tell you, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's action in service of something greater. So now, let me just tell you about my day today. Whoops. Okay, let me share my screen and show you my day today as I was preparing for this, because the cool thing about what I do is, I do this for a living, and I knew I was creating a masterclass, and I also create, things for my groups, because this is what I do. Okay, and I wanted just to show you where I was today when I was creating peace. So I asked myself, okay, what do I, because guess what? Here, you can write this down. What you focus on expands. Number one, whatever you're focusing on expands. If you're focusing on I'm not good enough, you're going to get more of I'm not good enough. Okay? If I'm focusing on peace, and I rate it, I rate my words sometimes in permanent marker on my wrist, so when I get out of peace, No, I know 620 and traffic and stuff, but sometimes people flip me off because I'm in peace going down the road. I know where where that is, Ernie. Okay, so I peace them out. Peace out. Peace out. Okay, anyway, I was focusing on this and I went down and I want to show you one thing that let me see if I can, there it is. So we wrote your vision, you started it, right? So here's where I was today. I went down to the Cedar Park Library, and this is a tree there. I find peace in the trees. And I was walking along the path, and I saw this mom and her son and a dog, because I was focusing on finding peace. And they were bending over this tree stump. Isn't that wild? And I came up and I figured, okay, I would know what they're doing, right? And they were just engrossed in each other, this mom and her son and dog. And so I asked them, let me go back here. Let me go back here. I was talking to them, and actually she's going to get the recording of this class, and they didn't speak English. Her son was translating for his mom. And I asked them, what are you doing? And they were counting the rings of that big tree stump. And actually it was 2 trees, they were counting it. They were so in, and he was telling me about, the stumps, and then she was telling me about this and that, and I'm like, oh, that is really cool. And I did not know, I wanted to show them the butterflies that I just saw. And he said, what is it, Mariposa? Is that right, Ernie? I don't know. We were like going back and forth. We were showing each other nature. And this kid, his name's Dylan, he said to me, and he must be about 12, or I don't know. He said to me, we find peace here. And he went like this, we find peace here. And I'm like, whoa, that's what Masterclass I'm teaching. And then his mom said nature, peace in nature. And then they told me if I go down there that I would find turtles. I love turtles. I mean, I could go nuts. So look at this. Look at this kid. I know, who would have thunk it? Wow, right, Elaine? You know what? That's right in my backyard. I mean, it's down the road. And it was like I didn't have to travel anywhere. It was right there. Because I was focused and set an intention. Because for me, my vision of peace was right there. So I was walking and living the vision, as well as creating my work, my masterclass. So I just thought I'd tell you that is, I do this work every single day on my, for myself and for, I coach multiple clients and everything. But let me get back to, okay. So that was one step I took in the direction of peace. So if that gives you a little idea, I'm going to give you another 30 seconds, perhaps even going for a walk, whatever, to where you're taking those deep breaths in, letting go of the tension, and going out. So think of something, anything else you could come up. Okay, it doesn't have to be anything brave either. These small, brave actions add up, just like all those negative thinking actions added up. Okay, there we go. So, we good? All right. So, imagine having support to move from possibility to reality, not for these just 60 minutes, but every single week. So imagine what's possible when you have this guidance and belief in you, which is what I do. So I had a client, her name was Sarah, and she started out in a workshop just like you. And we had these conversations, and her world shifted. And now she's out there living her vision. So what I'm going to ask, if you'd love some support, clarity, and a custom plan for your vision, what I'm going to offer on Friday and Saturday, I'm having these discovery sessions with me. And what they are, they're guided one-on-one conversations where we'll create clarity, identify obstacles, and map your next brave steps. And I've carved out these next Friday and Saturday just to do that. I love having discovery sessions. The other thing that I created for you, and whether you want a session or not, just you'll text me and whatever, we'll get it together. I created a worksheet for you guys to fill out, and I also have a booklet of action affirmations to guide you when you get off track. So if you got your pen there, here's to text me is 512-497-0190. 512-497-0190, and just text me. If you want a session with me, we'll book it. But I definitely want to send you the worksheets and the affirmations. So if you're feeling that nudge in your heart, let's see what's really possible for you. So I want to end with this story that rocked my boat. And this is a story that I heard. I go to the Unity of Wimberley. In fact, I was camping out down there last weekend under the full moon. It was amazing. And the service was on lighting the candle of peace for this week. And this is a story that my friend Michael Finn read as part of the sermon. It brought tears to my eyes. And so I asked him if I could borrow this, if he sent me this story to give you tonight. All right? So sit back and listen to this. Is a true story. Okay. A turning point in my life came one day on a train in the middle of a drowsy spring afternoon. The old car clanked and rattled over the rails. It was comparatively empty. A few housewives with their kids in tow, some old folks out shopping, a couple of off-duty bartenders studying the racing form. I gazed absently at the drab houses and dusty hedgerows. At one station, the doors opened, and suddenly the quiet afternoon was shattered by a man bellowing at the top of his lungs, yelling violent, obscene, incomprehensible curses. Just as the door closed, the man, still yelling, staggered into our car. He was big, drunk, and dirty. He wore laborer's clothes. His front was stiff with dried vomit. His eyes bugged out, a demonic neon red. His hair was crusted with filth. Screaming, he swung at the first person he saw, a woman holding a baby. The blow glanced off her shoulder, sending her spinning into the laps of an elderly couple. It was a miracle that the baby was unharmed. The couple jumped up and scrambled toward the other end of the car. They were terrified. The laborer aimed a kick at the retreating back of the old lady. "You old witch," he bellowed. "I'll kick your ass." He missed. The old woman scuttled to safety. This so enraged the drunk that he grabbed the metal pole at the center of the car and tried to wrench it out of its stanchion. I could see that one of his hands was cut and bleeding. The train lurched ahead, the passengers frozen with fear. I stood up. I was young and in pretty good shape. I stood 6 feet, weighed 225 pounds. I've been putting in a solid 8 hours of Aikido training every day for the past 3 years. I like to throw and grapple. I thought I was tough. Trouble was, my martial skill was untested in actual combat. As students of Aikido, we were not allowed to fight. My teacher taught us each morning that the art was devoted to peace. Aikido, he said again and again, is the art of reconciliation. Whoever has the mind to fight has broken his connection with the universe. If you try to dominate other people, you are already defeated. We study how to resolve conflict, not how to start it. I listened to his words. I tried hard. I wanted to quit fighting. I even went so far as to cross the street a few times to avoid the chimpira, the pinball punks who lounged around the train stations. They'd have been happy to test my martial ability. My forbearance exalted me. I felt both tough and holy. In my heart of hearts, however, I was dying to be a hero. I wanted a chance, an absolutely legitimate opportunity where I might save the innocent by destroying the guilty. This is it, I said to myself as I got to my feet. This slob, this animal, is drunk and mean and violent. People are in danger. If I don't do something fast, somebody will probably get hurt. I'm going to take his ass to the cleaners. Seeing me stand up, the drunk saw a chance to focus his rage. "Aha," he roared, "a foreigner. You need a lesson in Japanese manners." He punched the metal pole once to give his weight to his words. I held on lightly to the commuter strap overhead. I gave him a slow look of disgust and dismissal. I gave him every bit of punk nastiness I could summon up. I planned to take this turkey apart, but he had to be the one to move first. And I wanted him mad, because the madder he got, the more certain my victory. I pursed my lips and blew him a sneering, insolent kiss. It hit him like a slap in the face. "All right," he hollered, "you're gonna get a lesson." He gathered himself for the rush at me. He'd never know what hit him. A split second before he moved, someone shouted, "Hey!" It was ear-splitting. I remember being struck by the strangely joyous, lilting quality of it, as though you and a friend had been searching diligently for something and he had suddenly stumbled upon it. Hey! I wheeled to my left. The drunk spun to his right. We both stared down at a little old Japanese man. He must have been well into his 70s, this tiny gentleman, sitting there immaculate in his kimono and hakama. He took no notice of me, but beamed delightedly at the laborer, as though he had a most important, most welcome secret to share. "Come here," the old man said in an easy vernacular, beckoning to the drunk. "Come here and talk with me." He waved his hand lightly. The giant man followed as if on a string. He planted his feet belligerently in front of the old gentleman and towered threateningly over him. "Talk to you," he roared above the clacking wheels. "Why the hell should I talk to you?" The drunk now had his back to me. If his elbow moved so much as a millimeter, I'd drop him in his socks. The old man continued to beam at the laborer. There was not a trace of fear or resentment about him. "What you been drinking?" he asked lightly with interest. "I've been drinking sake," the laborer bellowed back, "and it's none of your goddamn business." "Oh, that's wonderful," the old man said with delight. "Absolutely wonderful. You see, I love sake too. Every night, me and my wife, she's 76, you know, we warm up a little bottle of sake and take it out into our garden. We sit on the old wooden bench that my grandfather's first student made him. We watch the sun go down and we look to see how our persimmon tree's doing. My great-grandfather planted that tree, you know, and we worry about whether it will recover from those ice storms we had last winter. Persimmons do not do well after ice storms, although I must say that ours has done rather better than I expected, especially when you consider the poor quality of the soil. Still, it is most gratifying to watch when we take our sake and go out and enjoy the evening, even when it rains." He looked up at the laborer, eyes twinkling, happy to share his delightful information. As he struggled to follow the intricacies of the old man's conversations, the drunk's face began to soften. His fists slowly unclenched. "Yeah," he said slowly, "I love persimmons too." His voice trailed off. "Yes," said the old man, smiling, "and I'm sure you have a wonderful wife." "No," replied the laborer. "My wife died." He hung his head very gently, swaying with the motion of the train, and the big man began to sob. "I don't got no wife. I don't got no home. I don't got no job. I don't got no money. I don't got nowhere to go. I'm so ashamed of myself." Tears rolled down his cheeks. A spasm of pure despair rippled through his body. Above the baggage rack, a 4-color ad trumpeted the virtues of suburban luxury living. Now it was my turn. Standing there in my well-scrubbed youthful innocence, my "make this world safe for democracy" righteousness, I suddenly felt dirtier than he was. Just then the train arrived at my stop. The platform was packed and the crowd surged into the car as soon as the doors opened. Maneuvering my way out, I heard the old man cluck sympathetically. My, he said with undiminished delight. That is a very difficult predicament indeed. Sit down here and tell me about it. I turned my head for one last look. The laborer was sprawled like a sack on the sheet, his head in the old man's lap. The old man looked down at him, all compassion and delight, one hand softly stroking the filthy, matted head. As the train pulled away, I sat down on a bench. What I had wanted to do with muscle and meanness had been accomplished with a few kind words. I had seen Aikido tried in combat, and the essence of it was love, as the founder had said. I would have to practice the art with an entirely different spirit. It would be a long time before I could speak about the resolution of conflict. So, isn't that a beautiful story? Yeah. So what I would love to key up for you in the end is a little video and remind you that the peace, let me make sure I got it here, the peace that you had in your vision not only is possible, it's very important. And let me double check, I got that, yeah. And so I want to end with this video and then we'll come back. I want to end this recording because this is a video that I love to show my clients. Oops, hang on. I gotta get you guys in here first. Okay. Let me double check how I can do this. I'll go like this, and I'll go like this. There you go. Here we go. I hope you can see that. Oh, no, maybe not. There you go. Okay, and the name of this is gratitude. So let's take a deep breath in and watch this.
You think this is just another day in your life? It's not just another day. It's the one day that is given to you today. It's given to you. It's a gift. It's the only gift that you have right now. And the only appropriate response is gratefulness. If you do nothing else but to cultivate that response to the great gift that this unique day is, if you learn to respond as if it were the first day in your life and the very last day, then you will have spent this day very well. Begin by opening your eyes and be surprised that you have eyes you can open. incredible array of colors that is constantly offered to us for pure enjoyment. Look at the sky. We so rarely look at the sky. We so rarely note how different it is from moment to moment with clouds coming and going. We just think of the weather, and even of the weather we don't think of all the many nuances of weather. We just think of good weather and bad weather. This day, right now, is unique weather. Maybe a kind that will never exactly in that form come again. The formation of clouds in the sky will never be the same that is right now. Open your eyes, look at that. Look at the faces of people whom you meet. Each one has an incredible story behind their face. A story that you could never fully fathom. Not only their own story, but the story of their ancestors. We all go back so far. And in this present moment, on this day, all the people you meet, all that life from generations and from so many places all over the world, flows together and meets you here like a life-giving water if you only open your heart and drink. Open your heart to the incredible gifts that civilization gives to us. You flip a switch and there is electric light. You turn a faucet and there is warm water and cold water and drinkable water. It's a gift that millions and millions in the world will never experience. So these are just a few of an enormous number of gifts to which we can open your heart. And so I wish you that you will open your heart to all these blessings and let them flow through you. That everyone whom you will meet on this day will be blessed by you. Just by your eyes, by your smile, by your touch, just by your presence. Let the gratefulness overflow into blessing all around you. And then it will really be a good day.
There we go. All right. Well, thank you so much for showing up for yourself, creating a vision of peace and possibility, knowing that it's one of those action steps in the direction of that vision that will get you, not get you, we're coming from that really, truly, truly will make you and the world around you ripple effects in peace and possibility. So remember, Friday and Saturday, I'm opening up for conversations and worksheets, all kinds of fun stuff, and I'd love to help you out. But for now, know that you are loved. You matter. And that, together we really, really can, and actually, it's almost like not just can, but we must create this world of peace. So, amen and amen. Judy Matei, take care, Life Mastery Consultant. Dream big, dream bold, and accomplish brilliantly.